Hello, I'm Stephanie Edwards, and as an animal lover, I'm here today to tell you about my favorite humane organization, Pet Orphans of Southern California. Many years ago, Diane Scripps and Virginia Haley rescued a puppy about to be buried in the construction of the 405 freeway. Founded in 1973, over 25,000 dogs and cats have now come through the doors of Pet Orphans into a brighter future and a second chance at life. That second chance begins at Pet Orphans in Van Nuys, where the dogs and cats are cared for while they await placement in permanent, loving homes.
It's important that we try to make the proper match with the appropriate and responsible families or individuals. We want to make sure that they have a lifetime commitment to this animal. There's no shortage of playtime for our canines here, and they get a lot of time in the yard. For puppies, we have a special program we call Canine Kindergarten, where right from the start we take the puppies into an environment where they're exposed to a lot of different stimuli so that they can be properly trained and more adoptable and hopefully then more placeable and will stay in their homes forever.
Now, the pups at Pet Orphans aren't the only ones having a good romp. At the cattery, you'll meet some of the most affectionate and playful felines in living quarters that are kept disinfected and clean as can be for their health.
I would like to introduce you to my friend Clark, one of our feline orphans here. And as you can see, he certainly defies the stereotype that cats are unaffectionate.
Alice Williams, kennel manager, along with her staff, maintains the entire facility on a 24-hour basis. She lives on the premises.
Of course, in the middle of the night, if I hear, little yelps or whines or whatever, I do have to get up quickly. And I have had to set my alarm for certain times of the night, of course, to give special medications and fluids to animals that need it.
We've already seen in what wonderful ways Pet Orphans helps and saves animals. Each week, one of our veterinarians visits Pet Orphans. All animals get a thorough workup, so by the time they are released to their potential new owners, they get the best medical start for their happy new life.
Although Pet Orphans has assisted thousands of animals, there are countless more needing help. So they launched a humane education program in our city schools. The goal is to address overpopulation and to promote humane treatment of animals to the younger generation.
Well, first of all, I'd like to introduce one of the stars of our program. This is Sebastian. He helps us go into the classrooms with the younger kids and helps teach them how to be safe around dogs. We go into around 1,000 classrooms every year. One of the most important things we like to stress is a lifetime commitment to the animal. In order to do this, people need to become educated first about how to choose the right animal for their lifestyle. We try to explain to people how teaching a dog manners and exposing them to all different sights and sounds and situations results in a well-socialized dog, which ultimately makes the dog so much more likely to stay in the home with the family. And besides being important, training's a lot of fun. It's a great way to build your relationship with your dog.
So Meredith and I are going to teach you about being safe around animals, but especially dogs.
May I pet your dog?
Yes, you may. Can he sniff you? Oh, you have 2 ponytails. Okay, he's ready. Yeah. Oh, yeah, my favorite spot. Oh, I've been loving that. Okay, so now he decides he wants to chew on his bone again. So he's chewing on it. He's putting it down. He's taking a little break. Would it be okay for Roberto to touch him now? No. I will always be kind and gentle to all animals and treat my pets like a member of my family. Can you do that? Give yourselves a big hand. Good job.
With your support, Pet Orphans hopes to expand this outreach, developing a prototype for the entire nation. It's hard enough to raise money to care for the animals at the kennel. So why did Diane Scripps, founder and president of Pet Orphans, come up with the idea of helping the community with emergency funds for their pets?
Here's a perfect example that happened recently. A woman called us a short while ago. Willie, the little guy, was just absolutely a disaster. torn apart. So she gave us a call begging us to help to save the dog's life. Fortunately, at that time, we were able to do so. We get many calls like this every day, every week. Because of the Good Samaritan program, we have been able to help the people that need the help so badly to save their animals' lives. The other aspect of the Good Samaritan program is our spay and neuter outreach, because there's so many people that need to spay and neuter their pets and aren't able to pay for it, so we will help do that too. When we bring in our new group of animals, our friend Rhonda Campbell comes to our kennel and she will clean up the dogs. Most of them are in terrible condition. They've all got fleas and they're matted and they're all in pain. They're miserable, poor little things. And she comes and she grooms them and treats them. She's a trained nurse. So she is just wonderful with these animals.
This is Aiden. He had been attacked by another dog, and when he came in, he was just terribly matted and filthy, full of foxtails and burrs, and so I cleaned him up. In the process, I found more wounds on his body, which we were able to clean up. I'm sure he got the best night's sleep that he'd had in a long time after he was groomed. Once the dogs are bathed and groomed, they just feel so much better and look so much better and are much more adoptable. Hi, cutie.
I think the most unique thing about Pet Orphans and the staff and the volunteers is the way we approach our animals and the way we feel about Pet Orphans. We don't look at it as a kennel, but as a home away from home, until our animals are adopted and go home again.
Pet Orphans cannot continue to save these animals without you. So on behalf of the thousands who've already been saved and the many more who need us, please come down to adopt a four-footed friend or give us what you can. Let's give them a second chance.